How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a great day. So, not a whole lot's changed since the last car video. Work and the weather have kind of slowed me down a little bit, but we're back at it. So, I'm currently trying to sand the roof, the quarters, and the rocker panels, get them blocked out and ready to go for another coat of primer. They're smoothing out really nice, and it is looking really good. It's just sanding is getting exhausting. So, I'm trying to break it down a little bit to make it a little less just tedious. I feel like I'm about to pull my hair out, so I keep it short. It's hard to pull it out if you can't grab hold of it. So I'm doing the best I can to keep on it. My main thing right now is just to get these blocked out so I can get them in a fresh coat of primer, because they really, need just a few small low spots here and there fixed. So I'm really working hard to get to that. So I'm gonna show you kind of what I got to sand, where I'm at right now, and then I'm gonna get back to it. So here's where we're at. All right, so for the most part, the roof itself is pretty much done. Like I said, I hit some epoxy in a few places a while back. I'm not really worried about the jambs for the windows, because they're fine, but mainly just the outer section of the roof itself. It does feel pretty good. Now on this side here, I have been sanding on it some. I've been working on the lower section here, just kind of blocking and sanding. For the most part, this area here, I might sand a little bit harder on that back edge where you can see it's a little bit more solid in this area. But I think it's pretty good. It looks pretty good. I still have to sand the very bottom a little bit. If you come on up and over the arch, all that looks pretty good. It feels, feels pretty good. There's still a few little small spots, but nothing major. On the main part left on this side, it's way on the bottom side, you see right there. There's a little bit of filler I put on. And as you come on down the rocker, down here's got a little bit of filler. That right there, I believe, is where somebody jacked the car up on the rocker panel and just left a couple small dents. So I went ahead and got that knocked out and fixed. But I need to sand those areas and just get the edges of all the panels ready to go for primer. And I think the passenger side will be good. Now let's take a look at the driver's side. All right, so on the driver's side, the roof looks really good. I think it's gonna be in good shape. There might be a few little low spots, like maybe in this corner might be just a tad low, but I mean, it does look and feel pretty good. Now I know there's a slight low right in here that has to be worked on, but I think a good prime and block might be able to get rid of most of that. So this area here is the one that I've done the most work to. I don't think it's too far off, but I want to make sure to get it good and blocked, to make sure there's nothing I'm missing, and also to make sure that I get any excess material off. I still have a little bit of sanding to go, but for the most part, it does look pretty good. So I want to finish the passenger side and then come over here and start giving this over here a really good block, just to kind of get it down just a hair more than what it is now. But I do think it is turning out and looking really nice, especially for how bad it was when I first started to where it's at today. I feel like it's, I should be proud of that progress, because it does look really good. There are still a few small low spots, as you can see right here, but I think it'll block out pretty easily. And then really it's just gonna be sanding down here at the rocker all the way to the front. So for the most part, I don't have a whole lot to do. It's slow, but I mean, it's the details. It's what makes it turn out how it, looks in the end. So preps everything. So that's the game plan. Get this blocked out, get all the edges ready to go, and then let's get this into a new coat of primer. All right, so I'm sanding my heart out, making a mess. That's half the fun. So a little bit has changed since you've last seen it. I know that looks really bad, but we'll get to it in a minute. So on the passenger side, I've already went ahead and sanded most of it. I think for the most part, everything's okay. On the lower side of the rocker panel, I did fix a spot right there and a little spot right there. So nothing too crazy, but just small little imperfections, I think, where somebody did a floor jack. So they're smoothed up, and I think they'll be just fine. Other than just some overspray from where I dusted things with epoxy on bare metal a while back, this spot here is still a little bit high for some reason. Now, I did this a long time ago, so that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Unfortunately for me, both sides are doing the same thing, so I'm having this weird fit of trying to get them to both smooth out. So that's been my hell currently, but I mean, it's the name of the game. It's always going to be something, I suppose. So on the driver's side, we'll take a walk over here and look. There was one spot on the rocker panel on this side that I had to fix. So rocker panel looks pretty good. So right here was a factory spot weld that pinched this up quite a bit. Now if you look, it is still a little bit up, but I put a dolly down here and a hammer, and I pounded on it pretty good with 2 layers of metal. Ain't moving too good. But I mean, it's the very bottom, and you're not really gonna ever see it. I'm not gonna stress about it too much. Now, right here was actually sticking out a little bit. So I tapped this in, tapped this down, and I got a lot of it out. Like, there is a little bit left, but I'm not too concerned with it. Now, while I did this, it appears that I have cracked the factory seam sealer here. So I'm gonna have to, I guess, dig into it just a little bit and go buy a new thing of seam sealer, because I don't have any at the moment, and wipe that with seam sealer so that I can get that sealed back up good and then get it all primed back up. So that is unfortunate, but I mean, you know, it is what it is. I'm glad I, knocked some of that out, because it looks a lot better. Not that you're really gonna see it too well, but I wanted to make sure that, now's the time to fix it if I need to. Right here. So this area here has been kind of like my Achilles heel for a while. So right here is the area that was just a hair high. Now I did tap it down with the body hammer slightly, which makes it feel a lot better. But I had noticed, all the times of messing with it, that this area here was more curved than it should be. There was a hump in the filler that I'd missed. And it's hard because this whole area was so messed up in the very beginning that I couldn't really, it's hard to get it back right. And again, now that we went back and did it, it feels a lot better, it looks a lot better. But this right here was just a teeny bit high, so it kind of goes up and flattens out just a little bit. It's not real bad, so I'm hoping a good priming block should take care of it. It made me nervous to even saying this thing, because it's been such a pain in the butt. I really didn't want to get back into it, but I mean, I think it's going to be okay. So now I just got to get the other side smoothed up and then go through, scuff all my edges and get them ready to go. Then I gotta clean this entire thing and get it ready to put epoxy on some bare metal and put some primer back on it. But anyways, I just want to do a quick update. Now I'm gonna get back to sanding this side over here so I can finally get this part taken care of. All right, so here's the passenger side. I have a sanding block that's real thin. It bends really well, so I use it to kind of bend with that curve. And actually it does feel really nice. So I think we're gonna be in great shape when it comes to this one. So now if the other side would cooperate, I guess it'd be in good shape, but I think we'll get it. Just gotta stay consistent and keep fighting. We'll eventually get this thing. So I know one thing for sure, it's about, I don't know, 9:45, 10 o'clock Saturday night. I'm wore out, guys, so let's call our night and we'll come back tomorrow morning. What is up, everybody? It is Sunday morning and I'm fixing to come out here, start sanding my edges and get it ready for epoxy primer. So let's not waste any time. Let's get to it. Alright, so now that the sanding's over, I've vacuumed the floor off. There's still a little bit of dust kind of floating around in here. I went ahead and blew the car off best I could. Now I'm gonna start wiping all the dust off the car, wiping the jams out, and starting to tape this thing up. Won't be long, it'll be epoxy time. Let's get to it.